What's up, renewable lovers and solar panel freaks? Another episode of Solar TV brought to you by the one and only Solar Wolf Energy. And we want to talk today about the value of, remember the Angie's List and all that and how good that was? And there's a reason you don't hear about any of those today, right? They're not worth really what they were a few years ago. Well, there's a few models like that currently right now in solar that we've been a huge fan of, and we're kind of now pulling back, getting off the bandwagon, and I'll go into why it's important to you, the customer of solar, not for us, more so for you. So there are several platforms right now. You have Energy Sage, Pick My Solar. There's another one started up today. I mean, Project Sunroof from Google. You look at all these platforms, and they're designed so that the homeowner can get blind bids, some competition, some pricing. It's obviously a benefit for the homeowner. Well, that's okay, but coming from the installer side, the reason this might not be such a great deal for you, the homeowner or business owner looking to go solar, is because it forces solar companies to undercut each other so much that a lot of the quality installation companies won't bother doing it anymore because they know their value, right? I mean, if you're doing a quality job at work, you wouldn't take less for doing it. If your boss came to you and said, well, we want to pay you less, you wouldn't do that, right? So, you know, the quality installers, the ones that do it right, the ones that have the workman's comp, the ones that pull the permits, that have the licensure, the certifications, the education, the ones that give more than a 6-month or 1 year or taillight warranty, the ones that do that, there's cost associated for that, right? So, I mean, you're going to pay a journeyman or a master electrician a significantly more money than you would pay an apprentice. Makes sense, right? Now, who do you want in your roof? Somebody that's done several installs and is learning along the way? Do you want this individual drilling holes in your roof? Or would you like someone that has done hundreds or thousands of these? And that's what you're going to pay for, the value. So when you go to these auction sites, if you will, where they accept 5, 6, or 7 installers, the difference here is with those, they're undercutting each other so much, there's not much margin left. In fact, right now, and I can speak from experience, seeing these firsthand, we've stopped being a part of these for the mere fact that it's just not cost effective. When you have other companies bidding just to break even, well, that's a dangerous spiral. The reason that is because, again, when you call that company in 64 months to warranty something, because you have a couple of panels out or something, chances are they're not going to be around because they can't afford to. If they're not making a margin today in the ridiculously great solar economic boom we're in right now, if they can't make margin today and put a little bit away for rainy days and a couple of years from now when the ITC goes away, when the credits go away, and you have to just basically pay for all the solar and the government won't subsidize any of it for you, well, those companies won't be around. They're a flash in the pan. They're a moth to the flame. Right now there's a lot of money in this industry, so they're going towards it full charging. They've never deserved to really be in it. The only thing is there was always enough margin for everybody to be in it, making enough money. So right now you have a lot of people that are hitting the panic button. You see the headlines of a lot of solar panel companies going out of business. Well, that's because they're doing things like this, right? So they're undercutting. It's a terrible spiral, and right now it presents value to the homeowner, to the business owner to go solar, but going forward, it's going to be chaos. It's not going to deliver the same value long-term that it does for the homeowner. Maybe about a year or two ago, or 3 or 4, when these different platforms were offered and on concept and brought live on the internet, then they had more value. Today, as we get closer to solar's getting cheaper, insurance is going up, and yet somehow the pricing keeps getting cheaper for homeowners and business owners. Well, something has to break. Excuse me, something has to break there, right? And that break is going to be the warranties, the licensure, the how it's getting installed, if it's done the right way. That is what's going to be, we're going to have to watch that going forward. And a big part of breaking that down is going to be from these auction sites, if you will. That's where the problems are going to start. They're going to want to set that standard across the industry, state-wise, county, state, regional, national. It's going to be a problem, and I think it's something that everybody should watch out for. Now, of course, if you're a homeowner, you think, well, this all sounds like great, right? Again, think of the full depth of this. Don't just think of, if you're going to save a nickel or 8 cents per watt on a 10K, yeah, it's $500 to $800, right? That sounds good, but is it worth it if you have a bunch of holes in your ceiling that leak because the company didn't provide qualified installers that have done this before and installed it the right way and cared a little bit extra? Is it worth, excuse me, having potential electrical issues later? God forbid, that can be really, really hazardous. Is it worth not being able to find somebody to follow up on the warranty side of things for you, and then you have to call another solar company that was doing it the right way all along? Well, now they know their value, and guess what? You're going to pay by the hour to fix someone else's screw-ups that they should have warrantied to begin with in the first place, because you wanted to save that $400, $500, $800 when you bought the system. Which, keep in mind, if you're saving that $500 when it's being subsidized and the government's kind of paying for most of it anyway, what are you really saving? Think of it that way. So, food for thought, full circle. Look at it long term, not just what you're going to pay today. Thanks for watching another episode of Solar TV from those of us at Solar Wolf Energy. Take care.